Imagine standing before a towering wall, its stones weathered by the sands of time, yet still exuding an aura of invincibility. For centuries, the Wall of Jericho has fascinated archaeologists, historians, and enthusiasts alike, its very existence a testament to the ingenuity and resilience of ancient civilizations. But what secrets lie behind this imposing structure? What tales of conquest, defeat, and redemption are etched into its ancient stones? As we delve into the story of the Wall of Jericho, we uncover a narrative that will leave you breathless, a tale of human ingenuity, divine intervention, and the enduring power of faith. Walls were a sign of protection for the people. The walls were able to keep the people safe and were also able to keep enemies out. As in the story of Joshua, the people of Israel don't do what normal invaders do. Normal invaders would invade the walls, send weapons over the wall, or do anything to ransack the city. Joshua and the rest of the Israelites did something different because of what God said. God told Joshua, "See, I have delivered Jericho into your hands, along with its king and its fighting men. March around the city once with all the armed men. Do this for 6 days. Have 7 priests carry trumpets of ram's horns in front of the ark. On the 7th day, march around the city 7 times, with the priests blowing the trumpets. When you hear them sound a long blast on the trumpets, have the whole army give a loud shout. Then the wall of the city will collapse and the army will go up, everyone straight in." Joshua 6 verses 2-5. While it might sound insane that simply walking around a city would bring down imposing walls, it worked because they were faithful to God and trusted in Him. They trusted in God, and through their trust, God brought down the walls of Jericho. Through Jericho's walls, we also see Joshua's great faith. Joshua had just become the leader of the Israelites after Moses' death, which brought many responsibilities to his life. Despite the anxiety and fear Joshua would have felt, he trusted in God. He had seen what God had done through the Exodus, and he knew God could do wonders again. In this way, Joshua never wavered in his faith. He trusted God and knew that God could do what he had promised. God didn't tell Joshua and the Israelites to invade the city in the most aggressive way, but rather, through walking, playing instruments, and a loud shout, the walls of Jericho were brought down. All of this was done by God and His mighty hand. He was testing their faith, and they proved faithful. While many may have doubted, Joshua didn't, and he led the Israelites around the city for many days in order to bring the walls down. Due to these imposing walls being brought down, many surrounding nations started to fear God. Their eyes were opened to the knowledge that the God of Israel was the true God. This God was able to bring down walls by simply having His people walk around the walls and play instruments. Through the story of Joshua and the walls of Jericho, we can see how important it is to have faith in God. We might be given tasks that seem ridiculous to us, but they are not ridiculous to God. There is always a meaning and purpose behind each task God gives us. While He most likely won't ask us to march around a city to bring its walls down, He might ask us to switch jobs, become a missionary, or start a new life in true devotion to Him. These things might sound scary at first. However, we can always trust God. He is faithful, and we can trust Him with everything. Remembering its significance. The significance of the walls of Jericho might go over our heads at times, yet we need to remember the extreme and faithful trust Joshua and the Israelites had in God. If we, too, trust God even with the impossible, He has a way of making beauty out of nothing. We may fail, yet God is working through failure and turning it into a victory. Joshua and the people of Israel marched around the city for 6 days and then, on the 7th day, proclaimed a loud shout. With this loud shout, the walls came tumbling down. In the same way, with God's direction and through having faith in Him, we can do great things for God.